Shalom, shalom, shalom. I like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching, ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. All right, let's get started with Hebrews 12 and 2. Looking unto Yahushai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him. And that's the point of this lesson. The joy that is set before us, which is the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven which will be established on earth. Okay, the reason why we're fighting this fight of faith. Okay? The joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is sat down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. Okay? It says here, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Okay? So here you go. So not only we have to, through much tribulation as it is written, attain the kingdom of heaven. Okay, we are to endure those such tribulation. Okay, but because yes, we suffer. Coming into Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, walking into this truth. Okay? As it says, when you depart from evil, you become a prey. Okay, that's why it is important to take not only the sweet but also the bitter, to take both sides of the spectrum. Yes, you're gonna rejoice. Yes, you're gonna be glad. You're gonna rejoice. Okay, but you also have to know that you're gonna have to suffer before you attain your reward. Okay, you're gonna have to catch hell, just as Yahushai did, looking unto the author and finisher of our faith. That is why it's important to look at Yahushai's walk. It says he was acquainted with grief, but he had joy that was set before him. Okay? We have to understand that. Alright? We have to have the spiritual eye salves. The spiritual eye must be able to see past the tribulation, the present suffering. Okay? To see the glory that is awaiting once you reach that finish line. Okay? Once you achieve your course. Alright? Just as it says here. Hood fight. Demon. So like it. This ain't no hood stuff, man. This is some spiritual stuff, man. Alright? It says here in 2 Timothy 4 and 7. I'll start at 5. It says here 2 Timothy 4 and 5. But watch thou in all things, endure affliction, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. And enduring until the end is a part of your making full proof of your ministry. Okay, even after all the hell that you catch, you still don't forsake the name. Okay, because those that are going to be crowned, as Ezra saw in his vision, okay, the vision that he saw, the angel Uriel told him, those are they that have remained steadfast for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and that is including the doctrine, what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai stands for. Okay, his promises, his word, okay, that he has given unto those that wait for him. Okay, so making a full proof of your ministry is also enduring. That's a part of making your full proof of your ministry. Okay, faith without works is dead, and enduring is one of the greatest works. Okay, catching hell for righteousness' sake is a part of the ministry, okay? Through the furnace of adversity are the just men found, roughly paraphrasing. As it says, if you come to seek the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation, okay? So it says here, verse 6, for I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. So he knew he had to die. He knew he was going to be put to death, going to Jerusalem, testifying the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But he didn't care, because it says what? To live is Hamashiach, and to die is gain. Okay, that was the mentality that Paul had in that time, knowing that he had to endure such things, because he understood that he to the point where he even saw the kingdom. That's why he had that mentality. He saw things that are not even worthy to be said in words. You see, it wouldn't how can I say this? It wouldn't do it justice to say it with human words, to say it with earthly words, to explain the things that he's seen in the heavens. There's no way he can explain it. It wouldn't give it justice. Okay, the things that he's seen in the spiritual realm, order. Okay, the will of the Lord being done the right way. Okay, you see. But he's seen it, man. That's how he understood that to live is Hamashiach, meaning that when he's on this earth, he's gonna do the will of the Lord, just as Yahushua did the will of him that sent him. Okay, that's what it means to be a disciple. That's what it means to be a servant, to be a prisoner of faith. Okay, to be an ambassador of Hamashiach. Your life doesn't belong unto you anymore, man. As it says in Colossians 3. Okay, your life is hid in Hamashiach, and once he returns, you will return and you will appear as he appears. Okay, in a spiritual body. Okay, you'll be changed and you'll resemble like unto the Messiah. Okay, in an incorruptible body. Okay, but that being said, that was the mentality that Paul had at that time. Okay, why? Because he saw the joy that was awaiting him. Just as we have to have that same mindset and be able to, through our spiritual lenses, be able to see that we're fighting for something greater than what this earth, that what this world can offer. Okay? Still like it. So as I was saying, verse 7, it reads, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. Okay, so he finished his course. Why? Because he endured unto the end. He reached that finish line. Okay, even to the point where he's really willing to die for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. As I read before in Hebrews 12, we have not resisted unto sin, resisted unto blood, striving against sin. We're not at the time where Isa came down with great wrath yet. Yeah, all these things is going to build up. Okay, we're seeing in the UK where you won't be able to buy or sell if you don't have that digital ID. All that will lead onto the mark of the beast, which is the microchip. Okay, the whole earth is going to have to be microchipped. Okay, you see. So again, he endured unto the end. He endured unto the end. You see? And it reads, I have fought a good fight of faith. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Okay? He has kept the faith. He did not at any point denounced Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? Ever since he was enlightened by Yahushai and found the correct way, he never denounced it. Okay? Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness. That is the joy, okay, that is laid up in front of him. A crown of righteousness which the Lord, the righteous judge, okay, shall give me at that day, and not only me. It's like, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love is appearing. All those that await for him, all those that are serving him. Okay? As it says, blessed is that servant whom the Lord, when he returneth, find so doing. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay? Do thy diligence to come shortly. Oh, no, that's it on that. Okay? So again, that's the mindset that Paul had. Okay? Being willing to even sacrifice your own life for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? That was a part of him making full proof of his ministry. And some of us will have to make that we'll have to make that jump, that leap of faith, as I say. Okay? Knowing that even if you die for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Lord will bring you back. And he will honor the sacrifice that you've made. Okay? The Lord is not unrighteous to forget the deeds of love that you do for his name's sake and for the elect's sake. Okay? So again, the joy that is set before us is that reward. Okay? As it says in Sirach 51, and I believe 20. I'll start at to the point. Salaki, I'll go to the point. It says here, verse 28. It says, get learning with a great sum of money and get much gold by her, by wisdom. Okay, get much. As it says, you're rich, you are poor, but you're rich. We're rich in the spirit. Okay, so we're getting much gold by her, and that gold is those blessings that the Lord will provide us by putting our treasures in heaven rather than to put them in earth. Okay, you see, because it says where your heart is, there is also your, so like where your treasure is, there also is your heart, your mind. Okay, so if your mind is towards heavenly things and towards serving the Lord, of course the Lord is going to give you a spiritual blessing. But if your mind is in earthly things, eventually it will pass away, because it says, he that doeth the will of the Lord will endure forever, will stay forever. Roughly paraphrasing. I'll get that in 1 John. But I'll finish here first. It says here, let not your soul, Salakia, let your soul rejoice in his mercy and be not ashamed of his praise. Okay? And what's a part of his praise? Knowing that he's going to come and deliver his elect. Okay, and the great multitude. That's a part of praising Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for the deliverance that he will do. Okay, when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has abased when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai had abased the Egyptians, okay, as pertaining to the song of Moses, okay, they were glorifying the Lord of how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai had delivered the children of Israel of their oppressors. How the same way that they were delivered by water, the same way were the oppressors, those that were chasing the children of Israel, were destroyed. Okay? For on one hand, for Israel, that water was represented salvation, but for the rest, for the Egyptians, for Pharaoh and the rest of his gang members, it represented death and judgment and destruction. Okay? So again, let your soul rejoice in his mercy and be not ashamed of his praise. Okay? You see? You cannot be ashamed of the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because if you are, the same way that he's going to be ashamed of you. Okay, it says what? If you suffer for him, you will reign with him also. So that's all part of the walk, and you have to understand that. Okay? There's no secret, okay? Because again, the world is against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. The world hates you because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is in you. The Lord has chosen you out of the world. Okay? And those that have been rejected, those that love darkness, they hate the light. And Yahweh Shai represents that light, so they see it within you. Okay, you might not even profess Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in front of them. The way you walk, the way you behave yourself, they're just gonna hate you. That's a part of the walk. That's a part of the suffering that we have to endure. Okay? So it says here, work your work, beat time, and in his time he will give you a reward. Okay, that's what we're waiting for. That's what we're seeking. That's what we are expecting. That's what we don't see it yet, but soon, in the midst of our enemies, we'll be able to witness it. Okay, they're gonna see it. Okay, It says, even in the time of Jacob's trouble, okay? Even in the time of Jacob's trouble, the heathen will be able to see that the Lord has placed a hedge round about those that serve him, okay? While they suffer and mourn and catch hell, they won't be able to do nothing against those that the Lord is protecting, okay? That is the lot of those that serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and the lot of those that denied him. And when the doors of repentance are closed, they're gonna have to learn after death by pain. You see? So that's a part of our rejoicing. That's a part of our pleasure. That's a part of our hope. Knowing that the Lord is gonna do everything that he said that he would do. Okay? Not only judgment on one hand, but salvation on the other hand. Okay, we have to be able to believe, not only to believe, but to also see it. Okay, have faith in the things that are written. Okay, you see, and that's the times that we're coming into, man. Again, each and every day brings us closer to the downfall of this wicked kingdom, which represents the beginning of the kingdom to come. Okay, the return of Yahushai. Okay, each prophecy, as we're getting closer and closer and closer to each of the main prophecies that we are awaiting, more specifically the World War III, the implementation of the mark of the beast, and Yahushai's return. Okay, all these things that we're expecting because it is written, all these events that are bringing us closer and closer and closer to those main events, okay, are indicators that we're at the end of this wicked kingdom, and that we are at the threshold of the kingdom of heaven to come. All right. So again, with having this joy before us, let us cleave unto the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Let us cleave unto this faith, that we be unmoved by the snares and deceptions of the devil. Okay, being assured of who we've learned this knowledge, that we've acquired this knowledge. Okay, our teachers started with the elder apostles and the men on down. Okay, being assured that this is the right way, this is the doctrine of truth. Okay, and that we remain steadfast therein. Okay, until Yahushai's return, so that we can obtain our expectation, which is salvation. Okay, so let me see one last let's see if I can find a few precepts pertaining to rejoice. It says here, Salakia, it says here, read 1 Peter 4 and 12. Is your beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. Okay, so don't be surprised when you catch hell for righteousness' sake. Okay, don't be surprised, man. Okay, because that's all a part of the walk. Yahushai was perfect when he was walking as Yahushua on the earth, and he still had to be crucified. He still had to be put to death, because it says what? It pleased him. It pleased him to bruise him. Okay, it was the Lord's pleasure to bruise him, because again he had to pay for the sins that he'd done in his past life. Okay, so again, but rejoice. Okay, rejoice. Even if you're catching hell, you're supposed to rejoice. Okay, in so much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering. We're not suffering for no other reason than for righteousness' sake. So we are to rejoice with that, man. Okay, just as the apostles were rejoicing because they were found worthy to be beaten for Yahweh Shai's sake. Okay, that's a different kind of mindset. You know, you're getting beat up, you're being tortured for speaking the truth. But at the end of the day, you're smiling, you're rejoicing, you're happy about it because you're doing the right thing. And you will be rewarded for it. You see? Okay? So it says here, but rejoice in so much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Okay, why? Because he's going to return and you have proven that you are loyal unto him. You have proven that you serve him. So what do you expect he's gonna do unto you? And he's gonna exalt you, man. He's gonna say, well done, thou faithful servant. He's gonna bring you up and you're gonna be with him as a friend, not as an enemy. Okay? If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High rested upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. Okay? You see? So even the fact that now the people are speaking evil of you or of Yahweh Shai, okay, because of your servitude, because of the things that you're doing, because they don't understand the purpose of you following the Lord in truth and sincerity. Okay, but of you, he's being glorified. Okay, you're glorifying him through his bruises. As Paul said, I bear the marks of Hamashiach. Okay, I bear the marks of Hamashiach. Okay, it says we are to bear our cross. Where Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai says, no man who wishes to follow me and bears not his cross is worthy of the kingdom. Alright? So it's a given. It's a given that you have to go, that you have to catch your level of hell. So just as I read before in Hebrews 12, which son who comes to the Most High and he chasteneth not? If you are without chastening, it means that the Lord doesn't love you. Because the Lord whom he loveth, he chasteneth. Okay, he corrects us. Okay, not for our destruction, okay, but for our cleansing. Okay, for our cleansing, for that we can acknowledge our sins, cleave unto the Most High, and become a new creature in Hamashiach through the adversity, through that fire that purges us, that is purging us from our filth. Okay. So let me see if there's another one. Let's see. We'll end it with a Psalms. It says here in First Chronicles. I'll just go through it, find some of them, straight to the point. It says here, First Chronicles 16:10, glory ye in his holy name, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Let the heart of them rejoice that seek the Lord. Rejoice, man. Because, hey, how many times did the Lord, think about it for your personal experience. How many times did the Lord come through for you? Okay, now you think knowingly and unknowingly how the Lord maneuvered for you in your life, personally. How the Lord worked for you and delivered you out of certain situations. How many times, man? Okay? Let that be enough said for you to acknowledge Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's power and acknowledge that he's dealing with you, man. And that he has his eyes over you. It says his angels account round about them that fear him. Okay? It says here, let me see. Psalms 2:11. Serve the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, with fear and rejoice with trembling. Okay, rejoice with trembling. That's how you're supposed to serve the Lord, man. Knowing that, hey, if you go off, there's a judgment waiting for you, man. You see? It says here, I'll end it here. Psalms 20:5. We will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our power we will set up banners. The Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, fulfill all thy petitions. Okay, and what is our petition? Salvation, man. Okay, judgment upon those wicked nations. Okay, and to bring the children of Israel back into their rightful order. Okay, which is above these other nations. Okay, And I'm speaking of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those that have been scattered among the nations. Okay? The Lord, Babu Kashaya, Hauba Hashem Shai, fulfill all our petitions. Bring an end to this oppression. Bring Esau Edom down to the ground so that he can eat the dust of the earth. Okay? And bring back Yahweh Shai so that righteousness can be established on the earth. Okay? So that the kingdom of heaven can be established on earth, and the truth can flourish, and deception and iniquity can be put to an end. All right. So Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next lesson, shalom.